Every time you turn the key, you might be burning up to 3,000 euros a year without even knowing it. And if you're guilty of mistake number 1, you're toast. Trust me, stick around. Because after this video, you won't be able to say, I didn't know. Here's my challenge to you. Watch until the very end and tell me you don't make at least 10 of these 15 mistakes. If you're perfect, congrats. If not, drop a comment and own up, no cheating. Alright, enough talking. We're starting from the least damaging and climbing up to the one your mechanic secretly hopes you'll keep making. Ready? Let's go. Mistake number 15. You eyeball your tire pressure. Picture this. You're getting ready for a trip. Trunk loaded, family on board, playlist queued. You glance at your tires, oh, they look fine. And off you go. 40 minutes on the highway. Your car feels like it's dragging. Fuel economy? Tanking. You stop for coffee, check the dash. 12 kilometers per liter. What? The problem? Incorrect tire pressure. You don't need a cartoon flat tire to waste money. Just one bar under and you're burning 5% more fuel. Every day? All year. And it's not just fuel. Your tires wear unevenly, they lose their tread early, and you'll be replacing them after 20,000 kilometers. All because you trusted your eyes over a €5 tire gauge. It's ironic, right? We spend 30,000 euros on a car, then rely on our eyes to measure something this critical. A €5 tool could save you hundreds. But hey, who needs science when you've got vibes? Ready for the next one? It sounds like a perfectionist's obsession, but it's actually costing you a full set of tires every year. Mistake number 14. It drives straight, so the alignment must be perfect. You've heard it before. My car doesn't pull sideways, so the alignment is perfect, right? Wrong. Very wrong. Wheel alignment, or geometry if you want to be more refined, isn't just about keeping your car straight. It's about making sure your tires work together, wear evenly, and don't self-destruct. When your alignment is even slightly off, you won't notice it right away. But your tires do. They start to wear on the edges. Just a little at first. Then one tire wears out, then another. At 10,000 kilometers, you've worn out all the tread. Why? Because you skipped a €40 checkup that could have saved you everything. So, when should you have it checked? After changing your tires after a hard bump against a curb? After a nasty pothole that startled you? Forget what the steering wheel tells you. Trust the shop, not your instincts. Next mistake? It'll give you the creeps. You probably do it every night. And it's silently destroying your car. Mistake number 13, ignoring the battery terminals. This question mark, I've seen it firsthand, more than once. A customer comes into the shop with a large SUV. The car won't start. He says, the battery is new. I replaced it 6 months ago. I have no idea what's wrong. I open the hood, I check the terminals. Guess what? Completely corroded. Covered in a white-gray crust, like stuck on flour. The problem wasn't the battery, it was the connection. What happens when the terminals corrode? The current struggles to pass. The alternator works too hard to compensate. Eventually, it dies too. All for something you could have fixed with an old toothbrush in 3 minutes. Here's the truth. Most people never open the hood, and if they do, they don't know what to look for. So, do this once a month. Open the hood. If you see white or green dust on the terminals, disconnect the clamps, clean them, reconnect them. You don't have to be a mechanic, you just have to be experienced. Coming soon. A mistake so simple it's almost funny, until you realize it's ruining your suspension. Mistake number 12. Parking with your wheels turned. Be honest. Why do you do it? You park the car and just leave the wheels fully turned. Every time. Looks harmless. But here's the truth. You're slowly torturing your steering and suspension system. When you leave the wheels turned, the car's weight stays unevenly loaded. All that pressure sits on one side of the steering rack, the tie rods, and the suspension. Day after day, week after week. Here's what happens. The steering starts to creak. Alignment goes out. Tires wear unevenly, sometimes after just 15,000 kilometers. And guess what? When I point this out to clients, they always say the same thing. Huh? I never thought about that. Of course you didn't. Nobody explains this when you buy a car. Want to fix it? Turn your wheels straight before switching off the engine. Takes 2 seconds, saves you hundreds in useless repairs. Do it every night. Your car will thank you. Ignore it. And one day, your mechanic will thank you instead, with a €600 bill. Next mistake? If you drive in the city, you're probably burning actual money at every red light. Mistake number 11, driving like every light is a race. Picture this, green light. You stomp the gas, the car launches like it's drag racing. Red light, hard stop, brakes screaming. Passengers jolted forward. Then green again, and repeat. Every single time. You're not a Formula 1 driver. You're just wrecking your car one brake pedal at a time. What's the damage? Brake pads gone in 10,000 kilometers. Rotors scratched to hell. Fuel consumption up by 30%. Automatic gearbox struggling to keep up. Now imagine the bill. €500 just for brakes and labor, plus a full tank wasted every single month. Want to stop the bleeding? Look ahead. Ease off the gas early. Drive smoothly. You're not on a track, you're in traffic. And your wallet will thank you more than your ego ever could. Next mistake? It's a classic smart guy move, until it fries your fuel pump and leaves you stranded on the highway. Mistake number 10, always running on empty. You've heard it, maybe even said it. I always drive in reserve. What's the problem? Your fuel pump is already half dead, because fuel doesn't just power the engine, it also cools and lubricates the pump itself. When you drive on fumes, the pump runs dry, it overheats. And guess where it breaks down? Not in your driveway, but on the highway. At night, in the rain. All that to stretch one more tank? Just keep your tank at a quarter full or more. That's it. Still think it's clever to ignore the fuel light? Think again next time it blinks. Next up, a mistake you probably make every time you fuel up. That silently destroys a €600 component in your car. Mistake number 9. Topping off after the fuel pump clicks. We've all done it. You're filling up. The pump clicks, tank's full. Yes, but you want a round number, right? So you squeeze in a little more. Another euro, 2, maybe 3. Bad idea. Really bad. Why? Those last few drops don't go into the tank. They flow into a part called the vapor canister, designed to trap fuel fumes. But when you overfill, that canister gets soaked. And when that happens, your car smells like gas. The system clogs. And replacing that canister? €600 for an extra 2 liters of fuel, which evaporate within a day, especially in summer. The rule? When the pump clicks, stop. More fuel in the tank doesn't mean more distance. It just means more risk. But wait, it gets sneakier. There's actually a right time of day to fuel up, and doing it wrong can cost you 20% more every year. Mistake number 8. Filling up at the wrong time of day. Sounds crazy, but hear me out. There's a best and worst time to refuel your car. And it all comes down to physics. When should you fuel up? Early in the morning. Why? Because fuel is stored underground, and when it's cool, it's also denser. That means when you pay for a liter, you get more actual fuel and less vapor. But if you refuel at noon, with the sun heating up the tanks, you're paying for air. The result? Wasted money. 60 to 90 euros a year just from thermal expansion. Not a myth, just basic science. So if you're serious about cutting waste and protecting your engine, fuel up in the morning, always. Next mistake? It sounds harmless until your windshield starts acting like sandpaper at night. Mistake number 7. Using windshield wipers on a dry windshield. You know that sound? That awful squeal when dry wipers scrape the glass? Yes, it's not just annoying, it's destructive. Every dry wipe does 2 things. It wears out the blades, they harden and leave streaks. It scratches the windshield, small, invisible scars. You won't notice at first, but one evening, you turn on the headlights. And boom, the windshield becomes a frosted glass. Good luck seeing anything. Cost of repair? €300 to polish it. Or worse, replace the entire glass. All because you didn't spray windshield washer fluid first? Come on, it only takes a second. Spray, then wipe, even if there are only a couple of drops. Make it a habit, like wearing your seatbelt. Next, a garage experiment gone wrong. Mixing fluids by feel can cost €2,000 or more. Mistake number 6, adding fluids by feel. Open the hood. You see the coolant is a little low. You think, hey, I'll just add whatever I have in the garage. Big mistake. Every fluid in your car, oil, coolant, brakes, has a specific chemical formula. Mixing random types? That's a chemical disaster waiting to happen. What could go wrong? Sludge buildup, swollen gaskets, internal reactions that clog the engine, all because you spilled that blue stuff from last year. Golden rule: never mix fluids blindly. Check your owner's manual. When in doubt, ask a professional. Playing the chemist in the garage might seem like a smart move, but it's the fastest way to burn through 2,000 euros just topping up the coolant. Next mistake? Even Formula 1 drivers do it, but in a road car, it's a real gearbox killer. Mistake number 5. Resting your hand on the gear shift lever. It seems harmless, but that casual hand position is slowly destroying your transmission. Even a light pressure on the gear shift lever can put a strain on. The synchronizers. The selector forks the internal bearings. It's like having your foot halfway on the clutch. Silent torture. How do you notice it? The gears squeak when downshifting. The reverse gear makes strange noises. The shifting becomes hard, especially when the engine overheats. Your hand shouldn't be there. Put it on the steering wheel. Put it on your knee. Put it anywhere, but keep it away from the gear shift lever. It's not nice, it's expensive. Next mistake? It'll drive you crazy, ignoring your car's cries for help, until the bill arrives and you start crying. Mistake number 4. Ignoring strange noises. You know that faint clicking sound when you turn the steering wheel? Or that faint whine when you brake? Yes, those aren't background noises. It's your car begging for help. But what do most people do? Turn up the radio. Huge mistake. Because when your car starts making noise, it's not just because it's old. Next mistake? It's the clutch's #1 killer, and you probably make it every time you stop on a hill. Mistake number 3. Using the clutch on a hill. You're stopped at a red light. On a hill. Left foot halfway, clutch half engaged, right foot on the brake. Maybe you're scrolling through your phone, maybe you're changing the radio. But one thing's for sure, you're slowly burning out the clutch. That partial engagement creates heat. Friction. Where? The clutch isn't working, it's dying. And when does it go out? You're not going anywhere, it's over. The solution? Old school technique. Put on the handbrake. Put the gear in neutral. Remove your foot from the clutch. Then, when it's time to go, release the brake and drive. Simple, clean, and your clutch stays happy. The next one? It'll leave you stranded, all because you forgot something hidden under the trunk floor. Mistake number 2. Never check the spare tire. It always happens the same way. You get a flat tire. You tow the broken down car. Open the trunk. And surprise, the spare tire is flat, rotten, or completely missing. I've seen it more times than I can remember. Angry drivers arriving at the shop with a tow truck shouting, "I got a flat tire on the highway. The spare tire was dead. I had to sleep in a hotel and take a taxi home." And all this because you haven't checked a tire sitting under the trunk since 2018. Want to avoid that nightmare? Set a reminder. Every 6 months, check your spare tire. Inflate it. Clean it. Make sure it's properly seated. Because when you need it, you really need it. And now, mistake number 1. Everyone does it. Mechanics love it, and it burns money every cold morning. Mistake number 1. Letting the engine idle to warm up. It's the most common mistake, the most accepted, and the most useless. Starting the car in the morning, letting it idle for 5 minutes to warm up. Sounds like the right thing to do, right? Wrong. Here's what you're actually doing. Burning 3 times more fuel than necessary, all because you treated the car like a stove. The truth? The engine warms up better if you start driving slowly for the first 5 minutes. I know, next time, start the car, wait a few seconds, and drive off smoothly. As you watch this video, your car was silently wearing out due to habits you thought were harmless. So tell me, how many of these mistakes are you guilty of? Write the number in the comments. Challenge your friends to do the same. And if even just one of these things made you quit, click the like button. And don't forget to subscribe because every week I'll show you how to beat the garage and keep money in your pocket.